Hello, this is #Arthur. I'm moving on through my treatment and I wanted to explain something. I am a person with autism, first described as Asperger's syndrome and then later changed to autism spectrum disorder level 1. I can do most things. I have gone to university. I've got degrees, I've got a high grade score. It's real life that gets me down. My executive functioning isn't good. I have a compromised immune system. My socialization isn't something wonderful, and particularly as I also suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder brought on by childhood abuse, then later as a victim of violent crime, and other things in my life which I just fell into. One of the problems with a person with autism is that we have a condition called alexithymia. I don't read people really well. I tend to follow someone who's strong, and that can get you into trouble. And unfortunately, that has happened to me in my life. And I have been left behind by people who wanted something out of me, who used and abused me, and then just walked all over me. On the other hand, it makes me quite a loyal friend, but I tended to always befriend people who were older than me, and consequently at my age, they've passed on. They died. And I've just sort of been left out of the loop. My family was very dysfunctional, destroyed by my schizophrenic mother, who told lies. And it's really interesting, isn't it, how these sorts of people, particularly if they're articulate and can talk a lot, can persuade other people onto their side, and those other people do not check the facts. It can be very destructive. It was very destructive to me in my art career. And it hurt me a great deal when I realised that the people who I thought actually cared about me were in fact working against me. So here I am. I don't have a lot of friends at all. I've got no family. But you know what? That's me as an autistic man. And I can actually cope with that. What I'm not coping very well with is being a professional patient. Having cancer means that nearly every day is taken up with something to do with this cancer. A visit to the oncologist, the radiologist, and now the people who take care of chemotherapy. And then just as my own doctor, on Thursday I also have to have my eyes tested to make sure that my past diabetic condition hasn't ruined that, because with radiation treatment too, there's always a risk that these things can be affected more. So it's just ongoing. It just never seems to end. And my life has just been taken up by this monster. And I don't really much appreciate it. That's what's making me sad. And when I realised that, and I had a chat to my wonderful GP, Dr. Muhammad, that's his name. I mean, one of the things that Australia is noted for is our multicultural attitude. I have doctors from India, I have doctors from South Africa, all over the world treating me. And it's really quite wonderful to hear these different voices. Well, Dr. Muhammad told me that, I was just on the beginning of a very long journey. That the surgery was over, I had that on the 9th, and you can see it's healing. The results of it have been awful. I have no feeling in my left ear, numbness all over this area here. My lip there has, bottom lip has dropped, so that's never going to come back. And he said that there will be a number of appointments made, and then discussions that you have in that may change. Because I was getting concerned that I would go to something and I'd find that the reason for that appointment was getting altered, and I didn't seem to be in the loop. And he explained to me, well, you have several different people in your team. They get together every time they meet you and have a discussion and change the game plan. So I'm now in a situation where, for example, this morning I had a phone call. My radium treatment for tomorrow has been altered to the afternoon. And this afternoon I've got an appointment over at the hospital to discuss further immunology treatment. So, this is where I'm at, and I think that is something I'm really going to have to sort of work into my life. It's not pleasant sort of having your life arranged so much by other people, because, the other point is too, at my age, I thought I was going to just be able to have more time to spend doing the things I like. And as a person with autism, we have our special interests. We're involved with things, and if that time is then broken up, it becomes quite disturbing to me, and I have to really change this mindset I have. Oh, by the way, this is inside my home. I'm in the kitchen, walk-through lounge room, as they say here. I'm just getting away from my neighbours who are doing some building next door, and some of them always has to be mowing their lawn, of course, which frightens Charlie the cat, and so I had to shut it up, all the house up, and let him. Well, this is how now I must face my life, and there's no point in being cheerless about it. I've set up my painting areas so I can go to them and leave them as I need to, but they're always there for me to work on different projects, and that is something I'm going to start about immediately. I'm writing every day in a diary where I record all of this, because I'm coming from this cancer treatment through the lens of a man with autism. I'm going to have different reactions. I don't show the sorts of emotions a lot of people do. And I don't read people well, and I quite often will say things because I've been told them, whereas another person might realise they need to sort of be a bit careful about that. And that really is something that annoys me so in that, people who I think I can trust, they're good people, but they're going to say things which aren't necessarily true. So I've got to work my way through that, and that's harder for me than it might be for a lot of people watching this video. That's my journey through cancer. How's it feel? Well, as I said to you, the numbness is awful. I'm supposed to stretch everything. I'm supposed to be massaging the scar. You can see some lymphedema here. I've got to massage it across and then down. None of this is comfortable. And I'm doing exercises in order to stretch this here. But I'm getting through. I mowed the lawn the other day, I ride my bike, I walk every day. I'm not going to be physically held back by this. So let's hope that the future might hold something a little bit brighter. The world is in turmoil at present. What is happening in the Middle East is extremely concerning. And it's interesting, isn't it, that what is private is often public. The world is in turmoil, and I feel that way inside, and I think that's the same for a lot of people. So we have to look for peaceful ways to try and resolve some of the problems that we have, and that's what I'm going to work on. Thank you for people who watch these and comment. It is appreciated. Bye.